The Khara-Hora shaft is nothing like your average cave. Located within the rugged North Caucasus, this vertical chasm plunges deep into the earth, its walls crafted from massive stone blocks, fitted together with an almost supernatural precision. But who built this subterranean marvel, and what secrets does it hold? Could this be the gateway to a lost civilization, a relic of a time when technology far surpassed our own? The discovery of this prehistoric underground megastructure found in Russia invites us to question the limits of ancient engineering. Unearthing the Khara-Hora. The North Caucasus, a region nestled within the Russian Federation's Kabardino-Balkaria Republic, is a place where mountains pierce the sky, untamed wilderness stretches as far as the eye can see. This rugged landscape, sharing borders with the southern Caucasus nations of Georgia and Azerbaijan, is home to the legendary Mount Elbrus, the highest peak in all of Europe. For centuries, the North Caucasus has been a cradle of diverse cultures, collectively known as the Klinyar community. Among these ancient societies, the Koban culture stands out, leaving behind a legacy that continues to intrigue archaeologists and historians today. Fast forward to 2011, amidst this land of ancient history and breathtaking landscapes, a discovery unfolded that would send ripples of astonishment through the archaeological world. Arthur Zhemukov, a Russian speleologist and explorer of the hidden world of caves, was conducting research in the region. As he explored the heights of the Khara-Hora mountain peak, he stumbled upon a site that seemed to defy explanation. There, concealed within the mountain's rocky embrace, was a vertical shaft plunging deep into the earth. Its entrance, formed by two parallel stone slabs, fitted with astonishing precision, hinted at something extraordinary lying below. The shaft descended vertically for about 130 feet, its walls crafted from massive stone blocks, so carefully arranged that they seemed to defy natural formation. The walls ran straight and true, polished to an almost unnatural smoothness, their construction bearing the unmistakable mark of intelligent design. What awaited at the bottom of this shaft was even more astounding. The passage opened into a vast underground hall, its sheer scale hinting at the immense effort required to create it. The walls of this subterranean chamber, like those of the shaft, were constructed from enormous, precisely fitted, megalithic blocks. These blocks, some so large they resembled ancient columns, were interlocked with such accuracy that the gaps between them were nearly imperceptible in places. Reaching this hidden hall was no simple feat. The entrance shaft was narrow, measuring a mere 134 by 43 centimeters. This was a squeeze even for the slimmest of explorers. Those who braved the descent had to navigate a series of ledges and additional vertical shafts, each more challenging than the last. A 16-meter shaft led to two more passages, culminating in a final 10-meter descent that opened into the underground hall, stretching 36 meters in length. The hall's walls displayed a breathtaking level of craftsmanship. The seams between the massive stone blocks, visible in some areas, only served to highlight the precision with which they were fitted together, creating the illusion that the stones had somehow melted into one another. Arthur Zhemukov and his team stood in stunned silence within the heart of the mountain. The sheer scale of the structure and its precision left them speechless. It was like nothing they had ever seen. The narrow passage, descending several meters with its polished walls, was awe-inspiring in itself. But what truly captured their attention was the archway that marked the transition into the Great Hall. This arch was a masterpiece of ancient engineering, its smooth, polished surface curving gracefully overhead like a gigantic, perfectly formed parabola. The time and effort required to shape and polish such massive stone blocks, let alone fit them together with such precision, were staggering to contemplate. Zhemukov, drawing upon his years of experience exploring ancient subterranean structures, couldn't help but draw parallels between the Khara-Hora shaft and the inner chambers of the Egyptian pyramids. The megalithic walls, so carefully fitted together, were similar to those found in the Grand Gallery within the Great Pyramid of Giza. Even the dimensions of the blocks used in both structures were eerily similar. This resemblance to one of the ancient world's most enigmatic and technologically advanced structures fueled speculation about the purpose of the Khara-Hora complex. Could it be that this subterranean marvel, hidden within the Caucasus Mountains, served a similarly advanced function? its true purpose lost to the mists of time? Was this astonishing shaft merely a small part of a much larger complex waiting to be rediscovered? The treacherous exploration of the Khara-Hora shaft. Arthur Zhemokov, after discovering the shaft, ventured into its depths many times, at least 15 in total. Each descent into the earth was fraught with danger, as Arthur disregarded basic safety protocols. Only one person remained at the top to secure him, and he relied on rudimentary tools, such as a simple household rope. Ideally, he needed 2 ropes, each 100 meters long, one for the main line and one for safety. But these would only suffice for 3 or 4 descents at most. The expedition also required a variety of specialized equipment and machinery. Even reaching the base of the structure was a challenge worthy of seasoned climbers. The descent was a test of agility and endurance and took over an hour. The return climb was even more grueling. Only those with extensive climbing experience could endure the physical demands of exploring the shaft. Yet the challenges were far from over. Zhemokov and his team were acutely aware that they had only begun to scratch the surface of this subterranean labyrinth. Hints of unexplored passages and chambers whispered from the depths, tempting them further into the mountain's embrace. The sheer scale of the discovered shaft was daunting, its vastness hinting at an even more extensive network hidden from view. The sensation of fresh air, flowing not from the shaft entrance above, but seeming to emanate from the very walls of the chamber, fueled their belief that the structure extended far deeper into the earth. Undeterred, the team pushed onward, venturing 100 meters deeper into the unknown. Their progress, however, was abruptly halted by a network of narrow passages which were blocked by rockfalls, impassable barriers erected by the relentless hand of time. Despite the limitations, the photographs that Zhemokov took during these perilous expeditions spoke volumes. The images captured the essence of the structure's grandeur and demonstrated that this was a significant and intriguing site, warranting thorough investigation. As Zhemokov and his team pieced together their observations, a singular truth became overwhelmingly clear. The Khara-Hora shaft was no product of natural forces. What cemented this conclusion was the sheer uniqueness of the structure. It possessed a collection of features unseen in any known cave system on Earth. The flawlessly smooth, parallel walls, polished to a sheen that hinted at a deliberate and purposeful hand, were unlike any natural rock formation. Massive rectangular blocks, their edges laser straight and their surfaces meeting with a precision, formed the very backbone of the structure. Adding to the enigma was the presence of a mortar-like substance between these perfectly fitted blocks. Furthermore, the absence of the telltale oblique cracks commonly found in natural tuff formations further solidified their belief that this structure was anything but natural. Yet the question that lingered like a shadow within the depths of the mountain was, how? How could an ancient civilization, limited by the tools and technologies of their time, have accomplished such a feat of engineering? How did they create such a complex and sophisticated structure deep within the Earth's embrace? The very existence of the Khara-Hora shaft challenged conventional understanding of ancient construction techniques. It hinted at a lost technology, a mastery of stonework and engineering that seemed to belong more to the realm of myth. Theories and mysteries surrounding the Khara-Hora shaft. The discovery of the Khara-Hora shaft ignited a firestorm of speculation. Theories about its purpose spread like wildfire, ranging from the mundane to the utterly fantastical. Some proposed it served as a vast, ancient storehouse, while others, captivated by the sheer improbability of its construction, whispered of extraterrestrial involvement. Initial investigations, however, yielded no easy answers. No traces of human habitation, no artifacts, no tools, no skeletal remains were found within the shaft's depths. However, this absence of evidence did little to dampen the curiosity of researchers. Many believed that the structure, given its unusual features, was never intended as a dwelling. Its purpose, they argued, lay elsewhere, in a realm beyond conventional understanding. Drawn by the allure of the unknown, Vadim Chernobrov, the head of Cosmopoisk, a renowned organization dedicated to the study of anomalies across Russia, organized an expedition to the site. Teaming up with Arthur Zhemokov, Chernobrov and his team ventured into the subterranean depths, their every move documented for a Russian television program. Chernobrov mapped the explored sections of the shaft. His detailed drawings, capturing the precise measurements and scale of the structure, served only to deepen the mystery. The Khara-Hora shaft, when compared to known cave systems around the world, stood apart as an anomaly. Even a three-dimensional model of the shaft, juxtaposed against the imposing silhouette of a Soviet-era space rocket, highlighted its artificial nature. The question of the shaft's true depth, of what might lie hidden further below the surface, added another layer of intrigue. But the most pressing question remained unanswered. What was its purpose? Chernobrov, drawing upon his extensive experience with unexplained phenomena, proposed that the structure served a higher function. He argued that the narrow passages, some barely wide enough to accommodate a child, and the numerous, impossibly small holes that pockmarked the walls were never intended for human passage. These tiny cavities, he observed, extended deep into the rock, their depths unilluminated even by the powerful beams of their flashlights. He drew parallels to the mysterious cavities found within the pyramids of Egypt, spaces seemingly unsuited for human occupation, yet hinting at a sophisticated understanding of unknown technologies. Chernobrov's comparison to the enigmatic shafts found within the Egyptian pyramids was not merely a casual observation. The ancient Egyptians, renowned for their architectural prowess, also constructed elaborate subterranean structures, their purpose shrouded in mystery. These shafts, plunging deep into the earth, often terminated in chambers that had no obvious function. Like their counterparts in the Khara-Hora shaft, these spaces lacked any practical means of human access. No stairs, no ladders, no handholds. The Khara-Hora shaft, with its own collection of inexplicable features, seemed a whisper of a similar ancient enigma. While its function remained out of reach, the precision of its construction and the sheer scale of the undertaking pointed toward a deliberate and carefully considered purpose. It was a puzzle demanding to be solved. Vadim Chernobrov could only offer educated guesses. He proposed that the shaft might have served as a subterranean facility, perhaps a site for the cultivation of specialized plants, a hidden component of an ancient industrial complex, or even a resonator designed to harness unknown energies. He entertained the possibility that it was a sophisticated device for monitoring seismic activity, or perhaps even a generator capable of tapping into the Earth's natural energy currents. Other researchers, intrigued by the site's unusual features, offered alternative explanations. Some speculated that the Khara-Hora shaft was once part of a much larger structure, perhaps the subterranean foundation of a colossal pyramid that once graced the mountain summit, long since vanished beneath the relentless march of time. Experienced climbers who had explored the shaft's depths noted the constant flow of air circulating within its depths, suggesting a ventilation system of extraordinary complexity and hinting at a structure designed to regulate airflow and perhaps even temperature. The true purpose of the Khara-Hora shaft remained tantalizingly elusive, a mystery begging for a solution. Subscribers pick. Before we continue with the rest of the video, here is today's subscribers pick. In this captivating image, we see an adventurous explorer navigating through an astonishing underground chamber. The walls are smooth and carefully carved, displaying an impressive level of craftsmanship. The image on the left shows a man cautiously descending into a deep, narrow shaft, with ropes providing support and safety. On the right, we get a glimpse of the explorer's viewpoint as he ventures further into this mysterious subterranean world, revealing another narrow passageway carved from solid rock. Prehistoric underground megastructure found in Russia reads like a headline straight out of a science fiction novel. Yet this image brings that story to life. The sheer scale and complexity of the structure suggests that it was created by an advanced civilization whose engineering prowess was far ahead of its time. Who built this? What purpose did it serve? Could it have been a shelter, a religious site, or perhaps a storage facility for some ancient treasure? The questions are endless and the mysteries deep. So what are your theories on the purpose of this underground marvel? Have you come across similar discoveries that baffle the mind? Let us know in the comments below. Nazi pursuits, ancient legends, and tragic ends. While the precise nature of the underground structure remains shrouded in mystery, one thing was certain for those who ventured into its depths. It was undeniably the product of intelligent design, a complex artificial creation which was a stark contrast to the natural world surrounding it. But if this was indeed a relic of a prehistoric civilization, how could such a monumental discovery have remained hidden for millennia? The truth is, a select few had been aware of the underground complex long before Arthur Zhemkov's groundbreaking expedition. Their knowledge, however, was far from public domain. Zhemkov himself had dedicated years to uncovering the secrets of this hidden world. His pursuit was fueled by a deep dive into the historical records of the Nazi regime. Adolf Hitler and his inner circle were fervent believers in the occult, a worldview that aligned perfectly with the esoteric doctrines of the Thule Society. This group was obsessed with the idea of a primordial Aryan race, a superior people whose origins and glory they sought to resurrect. Hitler, intoxicated by this ideology, was convinced that the Aryans had once dominated India, only to degenerate through interbreeding with the local populace. His contempt for India and its people was profound, a sentiment he expressed with venomous regularity in his speeches and writings. This twisted belief system was linked to another myth, the lost city of Atlantis. According to legend, this fabled island was home to a pure-blooded Aryan population before being swallowed by the ocean in a cataclysmic event. Survivors of this catastrophe, so the story went, had migrated to safer havens, one of which was believed to be the Himalayan region. Tibet, with its imposing altitude and remote location, was seen as the ultimate refuge, a place where the remnants of this idealized Aryan race might have found sanctuary. Heinrich Himmler, high-ranking German Nazi politician and leader of the SS and the Gestapo, was utterly captivated by these fantastical notions. His obsession led him to establish the Ahnenerbe, a sinister research institution cloaked in the guise of academia. Dedicated to exploring the ancestral heritage of the Aryan race, the Ahnenerbe was in reality a tool to serve the Nazi regime's twisted ideology. Under the guise of scholarly pursuit, the organization delved into the murky waters of the occult, seeking to uncover ancient secrets that could be weaponized for their nefarious purposes. One of Ahnenerbe's most fervent pursuits was the search for Shambhala, a mythical underground city rumored to possess unimaginable power and advanced technology. This obsession was driven by the belief that Shambhala was the cradle of the Aryan race, and that by uncovering its secrets, the Nazis could solidify their claims of racial superiority. Tibet, with its mystical allure and geographic remoteness, became a focal point for these expeditions. It was seen as a potential gateway to this hidden realm, a place where the remnants of a pure Aryan civilization might still exist. In the late 1930s, a veil of scientific exploration cloaked a darker purpose as the Nazi regime dispatched an expedition to Tibet. It was led by Ernst Schaefer, a zoologist with an affiliation to the SS. While outwardly focused on botanical and anthropological studies, the true objective was far more sinister. The expedition was a covert mission to unearth the mythical Shambhala, a subterranean city rumored to hold ancient knowledge and technology capable of bolstering the Nazi war machine. A few years later, in the summer of 1942, the German military unleashed Operation Edelweiss, a massive offensive aimed at seizing the oil-rich Caucasus region, particularly the coveted Baku oil fields in Azerbaijan. This strategic gamble was driven by the desperate need for fuel to sustain the Wehrmacht's relentless war effort. Beyond the pursuit of material resources, the Caucasus held an almost mystical allure for the Nazi ideologues. Members of the Ahnenerbe, the Nazi research institution dedicated to finding scientific evidence for Aryan supremacy, were convinced that the region was a cradle of ancient Aryan civilization. They envisioned vast underground cities, repositories of lost knowledge and technology that could be harnessed to solidify their vision of racial superiority. The Germans, it seems, came close to discovering the Khara-Hora underground shaft. Near the entrance of this shaft, atop a mountain, they carved a swastika into a boulder, possibly as a marker by Nazi researchers who believed they were on the verge of uncovering the underground city of the Aryans. What's even more intriguing is that an older swastika carving, unrelated to the Germans, was also found in the region. This ancient symbol could have been left by the advanced civilization that constructed the Khara-Hora shaft. Could the Nazis have been emulating these ancient people with their swastika and ideology? It was through this intricate web of history, myth, and obsession that Arthur Zhemukov found his path to the underground complex. Zhemukov was able to discover the Khara-Hora shaft not just through his knowledge of cave systems, but also through his research into the occult and ancient texts and legends from the region. He learned that the North Caucasus was rich with ancient legends of vast underground cities and caves passed down through generations. Zhemukov believed his discovery of the Khara-Hora shaft was just the beginning, convinced that numerous other remarkable structures and underground cities lay hidden in the depths of the mountains, waiting to be uncovered. However, just as the veil was beginning to lift on the secrets hidden beneath the Caucasus Mountains, a chilling wave of misfortune swept through the research community. Arthur Zhemukov, the man who had dedicated his life to uncovering the mysteries of the region, met a tragic end in a seemingly random car accident. This occurred shortly after he had made a groundbreaking discovery. The eerie coincidence deepened when Viktor Chernobrov, a leading figure in the field and Zhemukov's close collaborator, succumbed to cancer just 2 years later. Their deaths were not isolated incidents. 3 other researchers involved in the project also perished under mysterious circumstances. These untimely deaths cast a long shadow over the entire investigation. Today, information about the Khara-Hora shaft and subsequent explorations in the Caucasus is scarce. The once promising quest to uncover the region's ancient secrets has been shrouded in an impenetrable veil of mystery. Human craftsmanship or natural volcanic phenomenon? One of the most perplexing questions surrounding the Khara-Hora shaft is its construction. The overwhelming consensus among experts, including renowned geologists, is that this colossal structure is not a work of nature, but a marvel of ancient engineering. The precise rectangular blocks fitted together with incredible accuracy, like pieces of a colossal puzzle, in the absence of natural fractures in the tough stone, are undeniable indicators of human intervention. But how could such a feat have been achieved? To modern engineers, the challenges seem insurmountable. The sheer scale of the operation, the precision required, and the apparent lack of heavy machinery in ancient times create a mind-boggling enigma. Were the builders able to extract massive blocks of stone from the mountain and somehow lower them hundreds of meters into the earth? Or is it possible that the stones were shaped in place, perhaps using techniques and tools beyond our current comprehension? Some theories propose that the builders possessed advanced knowledge of material science. Perhaps they discovered a way to soften stone, making it malleable enough to be shaped and then hardened into place, much like molding clay. Others suggest the use of concrete-like substances, with the blocks cast in molds rather than carved from solid rock. These hypotheses are inspired by similar debates surrounding the construction methods of ancient civilizations like the Inca, whose impressive stonework defies easy explanation. Regardless of the method used, the builders of the Khara-Hora shaft displayed an astonishing mastery of engineering and architecture. Their knowledge and capabilities far surpass anything we can currently explain, leaving us to wonder about the true extent of human ingenuity in the distant past. However, Vera Davydenko, head of the Kabardino-Balkarian Geological Exploration Expedition, has a different perspective. A realist at heart, she believes that nature is capable of creating astonishing formations. In her view, the Khara-Hora was essentially a solidified accumulation of volcanic debris. This debris, comprising volcanic ash, fragments of lava, glassy volcanic material, and smaller pieces of the crater's rim, had been ejected during a volcanic eruption. The intense heat of these materials upon deposition led to the formation of cracks as they cooled and solidified. Consequently, the entire tough mass resembled a colossal puzzle, fractured into countless blocks. Davydenko postulated that the Khara-Hora shaft was one of these naturally occurring fractures, distinguished by its smooth, clean-cut surfaces. These fractures, she argued, were the result of gravitational forces acting upon the fractured tough mass. Yet despite these compelling theories, the Khara-Hora shaft continues to shroud its origins and purpose in an impenetrable veil of mystery. The shaft, with its collection of enigmatic features, might well hold the key to unlocking a forgotten chapter in human history. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.